Welcome back to the Legacy Podcast, guys. Today's episode features Justin Perry. He is the owner of the YouTube channel You Are Creators, which has over a million, or nearly a million subscribers and over 80 million plays over the last 5 years. He's also a three-time published author on Amazon. So be sure to check out his books. I'm sure you will be after this conversation. Thank you so much for taking the time out, Justin. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Thank you.
No problem. So after looking at your content over the last few years on YouTube, a lot of your content is based on the law of attraction and how that inspired you, and then you've decided to share all that content with the world. So what I was curious to know is, what were the first signs that the law of attraction actually worked for you, where you thought, there's something to this?
This concept really changed my life, man. It changed my life night and day. Let me tell you something. This is my passion. This is the reason why I'm here. My very first, I guess, what do you want to say? My very first, main experiment with the law of attraction was to see that if I could manifest anything, any small object, any color. So my goal was to try to manifest a blue apple. A blue apple.
Yeah.
True story. So every single day, I would just visualize holding and seeing a blue apple. I would just visualize it. I would make it as clear as I possibly could. Fast forward about maybe 5 days, I forgot about it. And then 2 months later, my wife and I, we went to a convenience store and I ran into a shelf full of blue apples.
Wow.
And it scared me to the point where I was just flabbergasted because I'm like, this is amazing. The thing is, these apples weren't edible. But that's not the point. Somehow, some way, my vision manifested and I actually held and saw some blue apples. So that tripped me out completely.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, man. Because a lot of people would just think you're crazy. I'm sure they did as well. Think you're crazy for trying to manifest that.
Oh yeah,
but
they still think I'm crazy, but it's okay.
Yeah, a lot of people are still catching up to the whole principle of the law of attraction. So, from that point, then, is that what caused you to start the channel You Are Creators, or was there some other sort of incident that took place along your journey before you actually took that leap to share everything that you'd learned?
That did, actually, because before that point, I was on the fence whether, you can manifest anything. And from that point, I was manifesting just small objects, large objects, anything from jobs to location of jobs to just, everything that I wanted started to manifest around me because I understood these principles of manifestation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is obviously, when you started the channel, I'm sure you had no subscribers. So a lot of people who are out there trying to start their own channel, they are in two minds, like I was when I started my Instagram pages. Should I make it based off of wanting to make money or because I want to share the values and the principles that I'd learned? So I'm interested to know, did you start it knowing that you wanted to eventually make money and turn it into a business, or was it simply, I just want to share what I've learned?
I didn't know that you could make money from it. My goal was to just tell as many people as I possibly could that your thoughts manifest into physical reality. You create your reality. So thing is, my process was really trying to help people first. Then I found out you can make money from it. I'm like, well, that's great. Why not do that? but my main intention was to tell as many people as I possibly could. That was my intention. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's amazing because you hear a lot of business principles and business gurus say that you should, provide value, and that's where the money comes from. But I think people are still so hung up on the financial side of things. They see the numbers because they're stuck with
Right.
where they are, and so out of desperation, they think, "Oh, I want to make money quickly. I want to make money quickly." So, what would you sort of say to those sort of people who are, in a 9 to 5, or they're in a situation where they're stuck? And it's interesting because some of the things, like you said, the blue apple, for example, that manifested within a few months. But what
Right.
if someone wanted to manifest $1 million? How do you know how patient to be, and how would it work in that instance?
What thing is with that? Faith is like a muscle, right? Faith is a muscle that you build upon, and you do that through small wins. Now, thing is, you can manifest $1 million, but do you actually believe on a subconscious level that you can have that amount of money? So for me, small wins built up my faith to manifest bigger things because it's all about belief, but belief subconsciously. You know, we can manifest through the conscious mind, but 95% of the things we manifest is subconsciously. So thing is, the trick is to kind of retrain the subconscious mind. That's the secret.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's definitely a massive learning curve that I came across in my journey as well. Literally about a year and a half or 2 years ago now, and I stumbled across Bob Proctor's videos on YouTube. Man, that stuff changed changed the way I saw everything.
Absolutely. You got
So
to change your
yeah,
paradigm. You got to change your paradigm. The
yeah,
thing is, once you successfully change that paradigm, your world changes with it. It's absolutely phenomenal, but it's true. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. No, for sure. I mean, can you share, like, I don't know if you've had any sort of recent clients or even past clients where they've had a massive transformation just based off the principles you've taught them and the things that you've shared with them?
Oh my goodness. So every day I get at least like 60 emails from people saying, this changed my life. Boom, 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 boom. Let me think of like one really good one. There's so many, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, okay, for me, for me, I was broke. Um, my wife and I, we lived in a 2 bedroom apartment with our 2 children. I'm talking about no money coming in hardly. Um, but once I successfully formed a prosperity consciousness through repetition, my world began to change with it. You know, there are certain things you shouldn't say. You should never say that you're broke. You should never say that you can't afford anything. And when I changed my vocabulary to I am prosperous, I am wealthy, I have more than enough, I am successful, sooner or later, subconsciously, my mind began to hold on to these ideas. And slowly but surely through repetition, my subconscious mind began to change and my world followed suit. So, I mean, I'm a prime example from having absolutely nothing to having everything I want through programming my subconscious mind. Listen, repetition is key. Persistence is key. Over and over again, you must think new thoughts. You must say new words. You must do new things. And from that, you produce new energy. Um, you know, um, so many people are stuck in a cycle where they think the same things and they say the same words and they do the same actions and they produce the same results. You must completely change your paradigm, completely change the way you see the world. And from that, something has to manifest from out of that new creation that you're putting out.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I think, as you said, it's key that it's in your subconscious where the change takes place, because that's pretty much 95% of your behavior is being driven from that place.
Absolutely.
The thing is, I recently listened to a video of Bruce Lipton, who is the scientist on the subject of belief, and he was saying, like, your programming happens from when you're born to 7.
Yeah.
Everything you learn in that point, it just
Right.
made so much sense up to that point, from there to there. And that's how you learn what the book of life is for you. But then it may not always be positive. So that's the catch, because the rest of your life plays out based on how you were brought up in those 7 years. So what were those beginning years like for you? I mean, did you have a surrounding or parents that were supportive of the things you're doing now? Do you think that helped shape it, or did you have to completely overturn all of that?
I had to completely overturn everything I learned. My parents are wonderful people. They are religious, very religious, and and for me, religion religion brought guilt and being someone that didn't deserve anything nice. That was religion for me, because you know what, Justin, you aren't perfect, so you don't deserve anything. You don't deserve anything of God's, love, or wealth or success or anything. So for me, like, when I totally transformed my old beliefs, my life took off like a rocket. Now, the thing is that wasn't easy, but it was necessary for me to get the success that I wanted. Like I said before, it was through repetition. Every single night I would play affirmations on repeat over and over again. And every night, like, now, maybe twice a week, I still do it over and over again. I'm constantly reinforcing new ideas into my subconscious mind, but ideas of brilliance, magnificence, wealth, success, happiness, love, everything positive, is just constantly reinforced in my subconscious mind.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one way to almost brainwash yourself into a new way of thinking. A way of thinking that you purposely want. So I'm interested to know, how has that affected your wife and children? I mean, do they take on the same principles? Do they understand it and implement it as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, thing is, with my wife, she didn't believe at first. She's like, well, I mean, like, the law of attraction thing sounds cool, but
Of course, yeah, just like us.
right? She's like, okay, so let me give it a try. So she said that she thought about manifesting one pink ribbon, right? One pink ribbon. And she said if she could manifest this pink ribbon, this could prove to her that, that she could, manifest anything in her reality. So every day, she just thought about seeing and holding a pink ribbon, and she visualized somebody putting a pink ribbon in her hand, she said, right? She said that, like 2 weeks went by, she went to work. She said on her desk was this brown paper bag. She's like, hey guys, hey, whose bag was this? And it was like, I don't know. So she, so, so, so she opened it up, and it was a bag full of pink ribbons. And it freaked her out to the point where, like, she called me instantly. She said, babe, you're not going to believe this. This is crazy. And then from then on, like, she's been hooked just like I've been hooked. and we manifested so many wonderful things together, man. It's unbelievable. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
no, that's insane, man. And do you think that now, sort of for those who are married or in a relationship, do you think that the whole concept of law of attraction is that much more powerful if you're both thinking and manifesting the same thing? Like, for example, if you're both saving up for a house, for example, you're thinking about the same house, you're thinking about the same location. I mean, how have you guys done that together for any of the things you built up in your life?
For everything we got, man. For everything. We are a team. And since we put our thoughts together, that energy is multiplied, man. And things do, I'm telling you, like things do manifest faster when we visualize together, when we intend together, you know. So yes, 100%, 100%. I mean, this house that I have right now, we manifested together. For years, we talked about living on a waterfront property with a dock and a boat in Florida. For years, we had nothing, man. Listen, this stuff is true, man. This is not a gimmick. I'm passionate about this because I know this can't fail. Okay, things won't manifest when you want them to all the time, but they manifest exactly when they should.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Everything manifests in divine timing. We are co-creators with the source or God or the universe, whatever you want to call this life presence. We are co-creating our reality with it. We are shaping our world with it. And we have to be patient and persistent, and things will manifest in divine timing for sure.
Yeah, I think
Everything.
I think it's key for people to understand that it's the timing. You can't have it when you want it. You'll have it when you need it. Just at the right time in
Exactly.
your journey. And
Exactly, man.
I've found that to be so true in my journey because I wanted things to happen faster, and I was just like, oh, why isn't it happening now? And it's just like when it does happen, and I look back months later, I'm like, damn, that happened at the right time.
Like, man,
You
that's
know? Yeah,
crazy. It's
yeah.
crazy, man.
Have you, out of curiosity, have you heard of the rice experiment?
I have. I have. I
Are
have.
you,
You know what? That is from Dr. Masaru Emoto.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
absolutely. I'm a big fan of his work.
Yeah, I haven't looked into his work too much, but I saw the video. A friend of mine sent it to me. Man, I tried it, and
Did it work?
it worked 100%.
It's
And
crazy.
that I started telling everyone that I knew, and it was actually properly freaked out, because I had three, as he said, the three boxes of rice. One I was giving loving words and loving intention to every day. One I just left as a control, and the other one, I hate you, and I was giving as much negative energy as I could. After 30 days, man, the rice that I'd spoken nicely to and had given good intentions, that was crystal clear and clean.
Wow.
The control one was a little bit moldy because obviously it hadn't been attended to, and
Right.
the last one that I'd given bad energy to and bad intentions, it was so moldy that I had to throw the whole box away.
That's
The whole box
amazing.
was green. It was insane, and they were all in the same room temperature. They were all in the same place, and they were cooked at the same time. So that for me, that just it made me realize that my words mean things. You have to be very careful of the words that you say.
That's crazy, man. I mean, but it's true. Everything is intention.
Yeah,
Everything is energy, and we're always broadcasting a certain frequency. Either a low frequency, negative, or a high frequency, positive. And but it's true, man. You're right. It's absolutely stunning, isn't it? It's
yeah,
it's scary to know how powerful we are,
yeah.
but I embrace it. I absolutely love it.
No, for sure. So,
For
I
sure.
mean, just taking it back a little bit before any of this started. Now that you are where you are now, looking back, did you ever find yourself in school or in your social circle prior to all of this happening to be the person that would? Did you show signs of being the type of person you are today? Like, for example, people would say to you, Justin is the one that always has the knowledge. Justin's the guy you need to go to find out what books to read. Because I know people like that, and myself being one of them, people look to me for inspiration in my social circle, and I'm grateful that they do. So it's always sort of shown me that I'm heading in the right direction. There's something there, that I need to share with people. So did you find that to be the case with yourself at all?
For me, I'm a natural motivator. And my whole life, I've been just this natural motivator, you know. Um, but it felt like I've been training my whole entire life for doing what I'm doing. My whole entire life, it feels like I've been secretly training and I didn't know it. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes and no. Because of religion, like I really didn't fully believe in myself at all. I thought I was lower than low. But now that I know the truth that we are pieces of the creator, we are parts of the whole, we are microcosms of the macrocosm. That truth reigned true for me, like on a deep soul level. And now that I'm living that truth, it feels like home. It feels like, all right, Justin, this is why you're here. This is why you came. I've always been interested in things that appear, are not paranormal, but things that are slightly taboo. Like this concept of your thoughts creating your reality is kind of crazy to most people. But I dig it. Hey, you probably can't see me because the sun was just blocked by the clouds.
Yeah.
I'm a dark brother anyway, so you probably didn't.
No, we're still good, man.
Okay, cool, man, cool. But yeah, man, yeah. So yes and no.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, because you can tell that from someone's personality when you speak to them. The energy that they give off, and it's like, I think you almost go through an evolution. So you have traits of showing signs of that when you're younger, and then as you go through living your truth or living your journey, you start to peel back the layers of the old you, and the real you starts to show more and more and more. So, sure. Yeah, man. So just changing topic slightly a little bit, I was on your Instagram recently, and you said that we're not, something along the lines of, we're not the only life on this universe, because people were saying to you about life on other planets and aliens and things like that. So what's your view on that? What did you mean when you said that we're not the only ones on this planet?
This is a big universe. We are just one form of life. Okay, so thing is, like I'm trying to see what I can tell you, what I can't tell you. Let's just say that we are a piece of creation. We're not alone. We've never been alone. And they are in constant contact with a few people here. And there's nothing to be afraid of, man. They've always been here since the beginning, and they actually played a major role in our society today and religion. So when or if this information comes out, I think everything's going to change. Everything's going to change. I'm talking about a complete 180. Everything from finances to philosophy to religion to everything. So that's all I can talk about that right now.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's interesting because I think we're on the edge of a big topic there.
For sure.
But yeah, no, I mean, I've always been curious, as you said, with the things that are a bit more taboo as well. Just have a natural curiosity to find out why they're stuck, or why that they're held back from us from knowing certain things. Because the thing is, you have, like, for example, the books that you read, like. Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People. These are key skills and key pieces of knowledge that I think would help you in life, yet we're not taught in school. You know,
Right.
that really annoys me when I think back to it, and I'm just like, why wasn't I taught this stuff in the prime years of my life when, you know, my brain was pretty much a sponge and I was able to take this stuff in a lot more quicker? Because you come out of school, then you think, hang on, everything I've learned in school, none of it really matters, you know, because it's about money, and you're like
Nothing
learning from
really
scratch.
matters, man. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, okay, so society teaches us to be workers, not owners, but workers. Okay. So the thing is, you're kind of trained to be a drone from the beginning. And thinking for yourself isn't really, what they want you to do. Because if you do, then you start figuring things out and you break out of the rat race. So the thing is, for me, one of the reasons why I love the energy that is money is because money gives you the freedom to break out of the rat race.
Yeah.
You can travel the world and collect your life experiences. The thing is, if you don't understand the mental and the physical game regarding money, you'll be stuck in a rat race for the rest of your life. So money really is a beautiful tool. It's a wonderful tool, which is strictly energy. It isn't good, it isn't bad, it's neutral. You give it the title. But if you give it the title as bad, you will manifest bad situations and circumstances regarding money. See, nobody ever taught me that. My relationship with money is a pleasant one because money, just like everything else, has its own consciousness. Everything's alive. Everything is energy. Everything is energy vibrating at a certain frequency. Everything is. If you match the frequency of prosperity, of abundance, of wealth, you cannot help but to attract situations and circumstances of abundance and wealth. And that circumstance can break you out of the rat race. Now, get this. Some people love working their 9-to-5 jobs. I hated it. And hate is a understatement. It's an understatement. For me, I can't have a boss because I'm a free thinker, and I have to do things that actually move me, things that I am passionate about. And those that are working in the rat race, they are limited in that section. You know what I'm saying? Am I saying
Yeah.
that
Yeah. No,
right?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I see that. I take the train to work every day, and you guys call it the subway, and I'm telling you, man, like as you said, everyone looks like a drone that's
A
dead.
drone.
So
Yeah.
I'm there listening to podcasts, trying to read books, trying to use that time as best I can, to think up new ideas and where I'm going and visualizing. But
That's what I did.
everyone's playing Candy Crush, man. Everyone's playing Candy Crush on
That's
their
what
phone.
I did, man. Listen, what you're doing has no choice but to pay off. So thing is, before I was working, like on this assembly line for 13 hours a day, like no joke. But during those 13 hours, all I listened to was audiobooks, podcasts. And slowly but surely, my subconscious mind changed. And then my reality changed once I took action.
Yeah.
Once I said, all right, Justin, you had enough. My wife quit her job. And then 1 week later, I quit my job. And we had 2 kids at the time. So that was scary. But we had to follow our bliss. You got to follow what you're passionate about. And I promise you, somehow, some way, doors will open up and everything will eventually come together for you. It's crazy.
I'm telling you, it's happened already. It's insane, man. Like, I had multiple businesses before this. Some failed, some didn't. But where I am now, like I was on the subway and I was just writing out my thoughts, you know, in terms of building up this community for Know Your Legacy. I was like, where do I want to take it? What do I need to do? And then I wrote down the name of the one person that I knew could help me to start off, you know, that I looked up to, which was Joel Brown from Addicted to Success, right? I was like, I need to get into contact with him. I didn't know how, you know, to me, he seemed like a big public figure. He's been putting out content for years. So I just wrote it down, you know, he will be in contact with me. I'm not joking, man. A week later, I met someone who put me in direct contact with him. And the next morning, I had a direct message from Joel saying, when can we set up a call to talk more? And I was like,
Crazy.
this is insane, man.
Crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. So I mean, just on that point about you and your wife, I'm interested to know, you know, you both quit your jobs at the same time. There's so many families who've, you know, got the same setup as you guys. You know, they've got husband, wife, 2, 3 kids, and they're struggling to figure out what they need to do, because a lot of the arguments, a lot of divorce happens because of finance.
Right.
So what was it that drove the both of you to actually have the courage to quit? You know, did you have the game plan in place already? Did you know what you were going to do? Or was it almost as if, you know, you just took a leap of faith and, you know, followed your bliss?
All of everything that you said. Like, okay, so basically, we write goals. Okay. Goals are so important because goals are your roadmap. How can a captain guide his ship without a map, right? So write down our goals. We wrote everything in the present tense. I have, I am, and then thank you on the bottom, right? We got fed up. We got fed up at our jobs because we just knew this is not why I'm here. I'm not here to pay bills and then die. You know, I'm working these crazy hours at this job that I don't like, slowly dying because every second we are dying. Every second we're getting older and we are decaying every second. I don't have time to waste, man. I don't have time to waste. You came down here with a mission. I came down here with a mission. Now, the thing is, we forget these missions, but subconsciously, we never forget anything. Anything. We had enough at our job. And we said, let's take this leap. Because if you don't jump off this cliff, you'll never fly. You'll never fly, man. You'll never fly. You have to take the leap. And that's what we did. And everything paid off. Like, it was crazy. The first month that I quit, that month, I made like $10,000. I was like, what the hell? You know? I was like, what the, you know? It was mind-boggling to me. It was scary because I'm like, babe, we've never made this. I'm like, babe, we've never made this much money ever. I mean, like, we made maybe 3,000, maybe 10,000 one month. I said, okay, maybe I should keep going.
Yeah.
You know, and books, you know, I started to take off. I started writing books. Man, I mean, it's been an amazing journey for me, man. An amazing journey, you know. But it's not over with yet because I'm not satisfied.
Yeah, for sure, man.
You know, I mean, there's things I want to give the world. So things, I'm not satisfied, man. I'm not done. I'm not done at all. You know, I'm just getting started, bro, because this world has to understand that their consciousness creates reality. What you put out has a physical impact on matter. What you think about, what you speak has a physical impact on matter. And I'm passionate about this because I know it works.
Yeah.
Okay. So thing is, you know, you feel confident when you can't lose. And this information can't lose. You know, so yeah. That's my rant. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. No, go. Yeah, that's what I want, man. You've got a storehouse of knowledge that needs to be shared with the world, man. So, yeah, I think, you know, once manifested or something that you believe in comes true, even the smallest thing, that's when the belief just
Right.
builds momentum, and then you start to believe, I can make a million, I want to make 100 million, I can make a billion, I can travel, not 3 countries, 30 countries, 300 countries. You start to build up that confidence, but it happens in stages. So
Stages.
yeah,
Exactly. You're right,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
100%.
yeah, for sure, man. So on that note, where are you going next? Yeah, you've got the books, you've got multiple channels on YouTube, you've got a massive Instagram page, you've got a community of people who love you. Where's Justin going next?
Justice going to the moon, baby.
Yeah,
We're going to the moon, baby. That's what we listen. I'm a maniac, man. I'm a dreamer. I'm a crazy dreamer. So my next move is my online course that's coming out in January next year, and a world tour, a world speaking tour all over the world, every continent, almost every country, but every continent, a world tour. That's the next, yeah, I mean, that's it for me. Like, the next step. The
yeah.
thing is, I'm not satisfied. Justin for president. Nah, I'm joking about that.
But
I don't do politics, man. So nah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
no, yeah, I'm passionate about this, and I want to change 1 billion lives.
yeah,
My intention to affect 1 billion people or more, but just 1 billion people. 1 billion people, man. That's the goal. That's the intention. I'm excited about the future. Big things are happening. Wonderful things are manifesting all around me. So I'm excited, man.
yeah. No, I'm excited for you, man, because that's a similar sort of path to eventually where I want to get to, man. As you said, it all happens in stages, so I'm excited for
Sure.
the journey to unfold. And you know what? Instead of running towards a destination, I'm enjoying the process as it's unfolding, because I've seen, as we were talking earlier, everything happens at the right time, man. Like, it all comes together. Everything happens because you need to learn from those events and moments.
Right.
And even if you think it's negative, it's because you're labeling it as negative.
Right.
For me, I went about 5 years ago. I went through a very harsh skin disorder. Doctors could, I was on steroids, tablets, multiple diets, and I lost weight, gained weight. It was crazy, man. Like, I would never wish that even on my enemy. I couldn't
Wow.
sleep. If I felt like I was in a casket, I had to sleep like this because I couldn't bend any of my joints. It was like I couldn't walk up the stairs. It was insane. But now I'm slowly coming out of that. Looking back, the way that I've justified it in my mind is I don't see it as negative. It's just another event that happened in my life, and I see it as literally peeling away the layers of the boy and revealing the man. So I had to go through that rite of passage to put me in the right direction of where I was actually going in my life, because I was studying law at the time at university, graduated, and I went to law school and stuff, but I never fully got into the law profession because I was so deep into the journey. I just like, nah, man, like, this is not for me. This is not what I want to do. As you were saying, we're not brought here to pay bills and die. I had this overhanging cloud of greatness, on my head, and I was like, I need to do something with this, man. Like, and I know it's not sitting in a cubicle. So yeah, man, just enjoying the journey as it unfolds.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
So, Justin, just before we wrap up with the last 3 questions, I think a lot of people want to know about manifesting health even more so than wealth, because I think a lot of people now understand that it's all well and good to chase the money, but there's no point if you haven't got health. So, what would you tell people that are going through a period in their life where their health is not 100% where they want it to be? How can they use what you've learned to help them?
Well, there is two things that I suggest. One, practice health affirmations. What you say is what you get. And two, look up a gentleman by the name of Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi cured people of cancer, of HIV, and they even took him to court. And he proved without a shadow of a doubt that his treatments work. And it's so simple. It is strictly sticking to a alkaline based diet, a a a a meat free, dairy free diet. That combined with visualizing yourself as healthy, seeing yourself as whole. Listen, like this stuff works like 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 magic.
Yeah.
My mother, she cured herself of two forms of cancer using Dr. CB's alkaline based diet and also by visualizing and feeling herself as already whole. So, yeah, that's my
Mm.
advice on that for sure.
That's some powerful tips there, man. So just a few more questions about that. So Dr. CB, how do you spell it, just for our listeners?
SCBI.
Oh, SEBI. Perfect. And just touching on your diet, you mentioned that it's meat free and dairy free, and obviously in the fitness industry specifically, there's a lot of debate around whether that's healthy. The proportion of how much meat you should have should be healthy, or whether you should cut it out altogether. And there seems to be evidence on both sides. So I mean, is that a diet that you've stuck with for a long time? And obviously it's working for you because you're not a small guy, you're quite a big guy, so obviously working out, it's not as if you're a scrawny typical vegan that people think.
Right. Right. The thing is, I'm not totally vegan. Now, thing is, I believe in moderation.
By the way,
Everything.
sorry, your audio has come back up really high.
Oh
It's
my
really good.
god.
No, it's good, it's good, keep it, whatever you've
It's
done.
good.
Yeah,
It's
it's
good.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, yeah. So, thing is, for me, I'm not totally vegan. I am a practitioner in moderation. Everything in moderation. My diet is more so a 80-20 diet. A mostly mostly salads, leafy greens, um, fruits with seeds in them because that's natural, and also some protein, meat. Some chicken, fish, no pork, no red meat really, but just chicken, fish, but mostly a alkaline diet.
Hmm.
That works for me. For a balanced diet with
Yeah.
protein and everything else for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. That's good. Some good tips right there. So I'm sure that people will benefit from it if they start doing it. So the last three questions that I ask everyone, the first one being, if you had the knowledge you had now and you were to go back to your 18-year-old self, what would you tell him if you could tell him anything?
I would tell him to guard his thoughts and guard his emotions because they are always manifesting in the physical world. They're always creating something in your life. So guard what you think, guard what you speak, but also guard how you feel because your feelings are energy. Your emotions are energy in motion. So that's the main advice I would tell myself for sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And if you were to write something down in a time capsule that your great 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 grandchildren could read, what would you write?
I would tell them that they are the creator of their life, and I would the tools of creation, which are thought, word, feelings, and action. And they could be anything, they can have anything that they can clearly visualize.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, for sure. And the very last question: you're now 90 years old. You're looking back on your life, Justin. What would you want your legacy to be?
A legacy of infinite possibilities. You can have it all, you can do it all, you can be it all. You are limitless right now. Create good on the planet. Do try to harm as less as you can, but do good. Do good. Just love, bliss, kindness, and joy, and you create your reality. That's my legacy.
I love it, man. Powerful way to end it. So thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to me today. I'm sure the listeners appreciate it as well. And I definitely look forward to speaking to you again in the future.
Thank you so much, man.